Tomorrow is Thanksgiving. A lot of us are going to see family. And one thing I want to just talk about is what's your job? What's our job? How we can be the best that we can. My goal is this. I want to see you become very wealthy as a coach, course creator, mentor. And if that's you, that's what I help people with, is how to do that. Here's the thing. Is that our family members may have opinions about what we're doing that are different than us. They may not like it. And so listen, it's not our job to control or make people agree with us. It's also not our job to convince people that they need to come onto our side. The truth is, learn to accept that people have differences of opinion. Now, if people get mad at you for what you're doing, it's also not your job to manage other people's emotions and feelings. You know, if I'm sitting at a dinner table with a family member who's pissed off about what I do for a living and what I'm doing, and they let me know that, like, I'm not going to have to debate or argue with them or manage their feelings at that point. I'm going to see if I can end the conversation, direct it into another direction, okay? And so I think one of the things going into the holiday season is sometimes we feel like, okay, we're seeing people we haven't seen in a while. We got to let them know what we're doing. Maybe we want to one-up them. We want to tell them all the stuff that's going on. Here's the thing. They're not going to become a client of yours. 99% of the time, your family members want to just see you safe and secure, paying your bills, taking care of your family, knowing that you can eat, okay? And so if you tell them you're starting a business or you're doing a business, they probably may have a problem with that because it threatens, A, their own version of what they think about you, and B, what they think you're capable of. And C, here's the thing. The people who are closest to us, people who grew up with us, they're not very confident in our ability to actually accomplish a lot of things most of the time. And so offering up all the stuff that you got going on probably isn't the best idea as far as that goes. Realize, I get it. We want their validation. We want their approval. That goes back to childhood, all of that. But you're probably not going to get it, okay? And so understand, don't be disappointed by this. Get curious. Create connection. Get to know your family members a little bit better this year. Get to understand what are they going through. Instead of telling them all the stuff that you got going on, start to become super curious about all the stuff that they got going on as far as that goes. And on the flip side, it's not your job to manage their emotions and feelings. Listen, gosh, family members get disappointed in us for the smallest things. Smallest things. Oh my gosh. Could be how you have your garage organized. And it could make, your dad livid at you because of that. Like, whatever. You don't need him to agree with you. You don't need him to validate you. I get that you might want that, but it's not something that you actually internally need. And when you start to realize that, it can create a lot more peace in your family interactions, to realize that sometimes your family members are not going to be in agreement or even like the choices that you make. And that's okay. That's okay. You can still have a great time together. You can still connect. And this is why building a tribe, building a family, having a community of people around you that are like-minded is so important. 99.9% of the time, your family members are not going to be like-minded with you. I have a blessing that when I hang out with my family members, we are like-minded in some things, not everything though. But we're like-minded in more stuff, but still, I want to share this with some of y'all because I know you guys are going into situations where it's going to be like a battle zone. And realize that it's better to be the one that's curious, asking questions, getting to know what other people got going on, instead of trying to create agreement, instead of trying to get people on your side, instead of trying to change your family members, instead of trying to get them to behave differently, instead of trying to get them to vote differently. Some of y'all know about that too. And listen, I don't like it when people do that to me unsolicited, try to give unsolicited advice, and neither do the people that we hang out with. So understand this. And some of y'all might be like, well, what if what they're doing is wrong? What if they're just wrong? I hear that all the time. Let them be wrong. Like, why? Like, who made it your job to change them? Nobody. But sometimes we have this savior complex thing that we feel like it's our job to make people be how they should. And I'll tell you this, that creates some of the biggest breakages in connection and relationships possible is when we try to change somebody who doesn't want to be changed. Instead of just loving people, instead of just accepting them where they're at, instead of enjoying the interaction, instead of trying to make it be how you want it to be. Okay, so understand, it's not your job to manage other people's feelings. They might not agree with you. It's also not your job to change others. And so going into the holiday season, let's just have more fun. Let's make it more fun. Let's stop taking it so stinking seriously. Seriously, I grew up in this church that taught us that it was like my responsibility to change everybody's mind so that they all became a Christian. And that I was a bad Christian if I didn't do this. And I actually felt guilty because I didn't do that most of the time. But like everybody around me, they were always debating and arguing and there's not a lot of happiness. And I can tell you looking back, like, oh my goodness, that's not the household that my son's going to grow up in. And it's just way better if we can just have fun. Keep it lighthearted. It will do you a whole lot better. And then go vent later to your friends, to somebody else. But have fun during the holidays, all right? That's what I want to encourage you with. That's what I wanted to just kind of bring this up. I think we take it way too seriously, and I know I used to, and that's what I've learned over the years. Learn to accept people for how they are instead of trying to make them how you think they should be. If they come to you and ask for advice, my gosh, of course, give it. But 9 times out of 10 people don't want to be told what they're doing wrong. They just want to be validated. And so be the one that loves others. Be the one that gives that validation as well this holiday season. And you're going to have a whole lot more fun. All right. Listen, I'm excited. We got a great holiday plan this weekend. We had a great time with our 5-day intensive. Listen, we got some cool, fun things coming up here for business owners, for people that are starting their businesses brand new here soon. We will be posting them on our social media. We're going to re-up our famous below $5 Black Friday deal that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be giving y'all a package that I'm going to announce either tomorrow or the next day. That's less than $5. That's going to get you started on your business journey. So I'm excited to share that with y'all. All right. Have a good one, everybody. And we will talk.